Okay, so who would you be?
I would be Thornhill and not take the knife out of the guy's back.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And so the film would be ended in about 15 minutes. Because then it's just like, okay, as soon as I reckon he'd be like, okay, well, I'm in some weird shit going on here, but I just want to go to the authorities and sort this out. Because he was taking too much on himself. It's like, fuck, man, like, clearly something's not going right. Like, I mean, sure, just pay the drunk driving fine, but then at some point you're just going to have to like just let go of it. And maybe he would have to put himself. It's a bit peak because he'd still be getting like chased by the Van Damme people. But just put yourself under house.
You haven't really solved that issue.
Well, put himself under house arrest or something.
Die.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Can you put yourself? That's just staying at home.
Yeah.
Just stay at home.
So just stay at home and trying to wait for the whole thing to blow over.
Stay indoors and watch some films.
There you go. Just watch. I don't know.
Just not this one.
Yeah. Just watch Finding Dory and Finding Nemo and it'd be fine. You know.
Okay.
Or watch either of them. To be fair. Well, who would you be?
I'd be Van Damme and just not be so naive. Like why we never really understand why he believes that Roger is George Kaplan. It's just that he seems to be in the right place at the right time.
That's a good point.
And that's it. And I feel that actually Van Damme, to be in the position that he's in, must be a lot more savvy than that and have a lot more intel and a lot more, fingers in pies to find out that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I would not just be like, this guy, he keeps on saying that he's not this person. And he also appears to be quite different from what I expect, and he, like, when he says later in the film that he plays his roles so convincingly, sort of thing. He's like, first you played the role of someone who doesn't believe that they are this person, then you play the role of a person who's fallen in love with this other person. Now you're playing the role of a person who's been spited by this. But it's like, no, you actually are that person, aren't you? You're not George Kaplan.
So what he should have done, Thornhill should have just made himself really obvious that he was incapable of being a spy.
Yeah, or being Van Damme, as I've said I would be, just kill him much more easily and simply and just have it done with, instead of, all of this elaborate situations where I'm like trying to, steadily hunt him down and like, get him into the middle of a cornfield so I can shoot him from a plane. I just hire one of the many thousands of people that I'm sure I have at my disposal to just kidnap him and kill him.
Yeah.
Like just someone that's expendable that could just get arrested, or we just kill that person and just, a long chain of killing.
I mean, that's probably what they don't want to have, is a long chain of killing. But you could just nip it in the bud and kill the dude in the first place. Throw him off cliff, it's probably fine. Yeah.
So who would you bring in?
The Hogwarts Express.
Ooh, that's nice. I like that.
Because I was a bit unimpressed by the train. I felt like the train could have done more to have a bigger role in the film. It was fine the way it was. I feel like the Hogwarts Express is more ethically diverse as well. Ethnically, not just ethically diverse. I reckon the food options would have been better on Hogwarts Express. I'd just like to see some more wizards just running around would be nice. This train was less choo-choo, and I like more choo-choo trains.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Keiran likes the choo-choo trains.
Yeah. So I just thought the Hogwarts Express, it could have been nicer to just have more character of that train. Also, it would have been easier to hide on the Hogwarts Express, because I'm sure there'd be like, he could just go up to Harry and be like, "Can I have your invisibility cloak, mate?" Oh, actually, he hasn't been given it by that time. Well, it depends what book or film you're taking it from. So if it's like from the second film, then it could be like, "Oh, I know that you have the invisibility cloak for some reason,
right?
So can I just borrow that whilst I hide from from the ticket inspector, please, and from the police?"
Because actually, Roger's quite clued in with the wizarding world.
Yeah. Of course, he might be.
It's advertising, isn't it? The same thing.
Well,
it's all magic.
He might be a squib, which is a wizard that has kind of lost their wizarding powers, so they get on quite well in the Muggle community.
Yeah. That's cool.
So that's what I would do.
Yeah,
bring in the Hogwarts Express. Who'd you bring in?
I'd bring Sean Connery in. Playing the role of James Bond.
Right.
For His Majesty's Secret Service.
Nice.
And actually, us Brits are doing a big old ruse, you see. We see that the US have created this George Kaplan fellow.
Yeah.
Who we know, because we're smart, we know he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So we're going to place one of our agents actually in the position of George Kaplan.
Ooh.
And do some secret spying under the nose of the US using their own fake agent. So I'm going to put Sean Connery in as George Kaplan, doing the things that George Kaplan's supposed to be doing, staying in the hotel rooms that the US are paying for, and also using Roger as a ruse for George Kaplan. I'm going to be helping Roger sort of survive and get through this, whilst also being, Sean Connery doing the spying. It's
okay.
It's a bit of a lofty one.
Yeah.
I'll admit that.
Okay. It sounds quite confusing, but I think you might be onto something.
Right. It has to be confusing because that's how it works. Because no one can know what's going on except from probably the Queen. So
Queen calls. Sean? Sean, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Got a job for you, dear fella.
Okay.
What you have to do, you have to pretend to be a man called George Kaplan.
Not a problem.
So you have to go to, first of all, you start in New York, then you take a train to Chicago.
Certainly.
You have to look after a man called Roger Thornhill.
Oakley Dokley.
You do all the spying stuff.
Yes.
And also make sure he doesn't die.
Sound as a pound.
If you can be his wingman and make sure he gets late with Eve again, that would be lovely.
Mom, not a bullet shall grace his eyes.
Okay. Take care of yourself now, George.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Goodbye.
Call me Your Majesty before you say goodbye.
Goodbye, Your Majesty.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah,
so it would work perfectly.
Yeah, that sounds great. Would you stay indoors to watch this film?
I'd stay indoors to watch the first half of this film.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, load up the film, start watching it. As soon as you get bored, don't feel compelled, just leave.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just know that Eve is the spy, and that's it, really. That's really the only, sort of... But, I mean, it's somewhat obvious. If you had to guess anyone was it would be Eve.
And don't get emotionally invested because you'll just be disappointed by that final 15 seconds.
Yeah, so just start, stay indoors for a bit. And if it's not for you, don't feel like you need to stay.
Okay, well, we don't have a category for...
So no, don't stay indoors.
I'm saying no as well.
Okay.
All right. By the way, if you wanted to watch North by Northwest online, you could check it out on Amazon Prime Video, or you can rent it there.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Perfect.
That's a solution. Next week, we are watching Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah. So that's going to be...
Yeah, that's going to be good.
That's going to be a first time for
Give
me.
us your best dinosaur noise. Nice. Okay,
Yours?
see you there.
Oh, okay. Bye.
So that's it. That's the end of the podcast. You can listen to us at 250 Reasons. You can try and listen to us there, but mainly
where would that be,
just
Jordan?
Talk to us.
Where? Where? Where, Jordan?
It's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Acast, Podbean, YouTube. I'm pretty sure that's all of them.
That's the
there
list.
may be some more.
Classic list.
Yeah, so you can send us an email at 250reasons@gmail.com.
Oh, come on.
Or you can get in touch with us on social media at 250 Reasons.
No, we tried that. That's not going to work.
250 Reasons. But that's it, yeah. So love, kisses, and keep the door closed. It's cold.